"I'm yours," she whispered, "and my alien commander stole my heart." The crash and the rescue. The alarm screamed through the bridge as Captain Zara Voss gripped her console, watching the asteroid field consume her viewport. Her research vessel, the Pioneer's Hope, shuddered violently as debris tore through the hull. The last thing she remembered was the sickening lurch of gravity failing before darkness swallowed her whole. She woke to unfamiliar air, thin, metallic, cold. Her body ached as she forced her eyes open, finding herself on a smooth obsidian floor. Above her loomed a figure that made her breath catch. He was tall, impossibly so, with skin like polished silver that seemed to shimmer under strange lighting. Bioluminescent patterns traced elegant lines across his muscular frame, pulsing with a soft blue glow. His eyes were the most striking feature, deep violet, almost hypnotic, framed by sharp features that spoke of both danger and nobility. "You are awake," he said, his voice carrying an otherworldly resonance that vibrated through her chest. "I am Commander Thyron Vel of the Cortavian fleet. You crashed on the moon of the Sara. Your ship is beyond repair." Zara struggled to sit up, her scientific mind racing despite her disorientation. "A Cortavian. I've read about your species. You're far from your territory. As are you, human." His expression remained unreadable, but something flickered in those violet eyes. Curiosity, perhaps. "You will remain aboard the Crimson Horizon until we determine what to do with you." "I'm not a threat," Zara protested, though she knew how powerless she sounded. Thyron studied her for a long moment, and despite her fear, Zara felt an inexplicable pull toward him, as if some invisible thread connected them. "That remains to be seen," he finally said, extending a hand to help her up. When their fingers touched, a jolt of electricity passed between them, and for just a heartbeat, his composed facade cracked, revealing something vulnerable beneath. Secrets in the archive. The guest quarters were luxurious but unmistakably a cage. Zara spent her days studying the alien technology around her, her xenobiologist training making her endlessly curious about everything Cortavian. But nights were different. Nights were when she heard the soft hum of the ship's archive room activating down the corridor. On her third sleepless night, curiosity won. She slipped through the dimly lit hallways, following the bioluminescent trail markers until she reached the archive entrance. Through the transparent door, she saw him, Thyron, bathed in holographic light, his silver skin gleaming as he scrolled through ancient texts. "You should be resting," he said without turning around. Zara's heart jumped. "How did you know?" "I always know when you're near." He finally looked at her, and the intensity in his violet eyes made her knees weak.
"Come.
Since you're here anyway." She entered cautiously, moving beside him. The holographic text was in a language she couldn't read, but the images were clear, two figures, intertwined, their essences merging into light. "What is this?" she whispered. Thyron's jaw tightened. "The Cortavian bonding rite. We are not like humans who love freely and often. We bond once, for life, with a soul that resonates with ours." His voice dropped lower, more vulnerable. "I have searched for years across galaxies. My people expect me to bond with a Cortavian noble, but none have ever felt right." Zara finished, stepping closer. He turned to face her fully, and suddenly the space between them felt charged with possibility. "You ask too many questions, Captain Voss. And you avoid too many answers, Commander Vel." Something shifted in that moment. Thyron reached out, his fingers barely grazing her cheek, and Zara felt that electric connection again, stronger this time. "You are dangerous," he murmured. "So are you," she breathed back. Their conversations became nightly rituals after that. They shared stories, her tales of Earth's oceans and forests, his memories of Cortavia's crystal cities and singing deserts. Each night, they sat closer, talked longer, and the walls between captor and captive crumbled into something neither had names for. "Why did you really save me?" Zara asked one night. Thyron's bioluminescent patterns flared brighter, betraying his emotion. "Because the moment I saw you, something inside me recognized you." The whisper. The diplomatic mission to Nexus Station should have been routine. Thyron needed to negotiate mining rights with the Confederation, and Zara accompanied him as his cultural advisor, a thin excuse to keep her close. The station buzzed with representatives from dozens of species, all watching the legendary Cortavian commander with varying degrees of fear and respect. Zara noticed the assassin first. Her scientific eye caught the unnatural stiffness in the Xyrillian delegate's movements, the way his hand hovered near his belt. "Thyron!" she screamed, launching herself forward. The plasma bolt meant for Thyron's heart struck the wall instead as Zara tackled him to the ground. Chaos erupted. Security descended. But in that moment, pressed against him, feeling his hearts racing beneath her palm. Yes, hearts, plural. Zara realized she would die for this alien warrior without hesitation. Back on the crimson horizon, Thyron dismissed his guards and led Zara to the botanical chamber, a sanctuary of alien plants collected from 100 worlds. Bioluminescent flowers cast the room in soft, romantic light. "You could have been killed," he said, his voice rough with emotion. "So could you." Zara's hands trembled as she reached for him. "I couldn't let that happen." "Why?" The word was almost desperate. "Because." She swallowed hard, then let the truth spill out. "Because when I'm with you, I feel complete. Like I've been searching my whole life without knowing what for, and suddenly, there you were." Thyron's bioluminescent patterns blazed brilliant white, flooding the chamber with light. "Zara," he breathed her name like a prayer. His hands cupped her face with infinite gentleness, and when he kissed her, it was both tender and consuming, a kiss that tasted of starlight and destiny. She pulled back just enough to whisper against his lips, "I'm yours." The words triggered something ancient and powerful. The bioluminescent patterns on Thyron's skin began to pulse in rhythm with Zara's heartbeat. Light seemed to flow between them, visible threads of energy weaving their essences together. The bonding rite had begun, irreversible and eternal. Betrayal and choice, the bond changed everything. Zara could feel Thyron's emotions like echoes in her own heart, his joy, his fear, his overwhelming love. For 3 blissful days, they existed in their own universe, learning the depths of their connection. But happiness on the crimson horizon was not meant to last. General Vexer, Thyron's cousin and second-in-command, had watched their growing closeness with calculated interest. A Cortavian bonding with an alien was unprecedented, scandalous, and, most importantly to Vexer, exploitable. "Commander, we have a situation," Vexer announced, entering Thyron's quarters without permission. His silver skin bore the traditional military markings, but his eyes held cold ambition. "The High Council demands your presence on Cortavia. They've heard rumors of your indiscretion." Thyron stood protectively in front of Zara. "The bond is complete. The Council cannot undo it." "No," Vexer smiled cruelly. "But they can use it. A commander compromised by alien attachment is unfit to lead. Unless, of course, you surrender your command to someone more suitable." "You orchestrated this," Zara realized, her scientific mind piecing together the conspiracy. "The human is clever," Vexer sneered. "Thyron, you have one cycle to decide, your throne or your human pet." That night, as Thyron held Zara close, she felt his torment through their bond. "I won't let you sacrifice everything for me," she whispered. "You are everything," he replied fiercely. "Without you, power means nothing." But Vexer had already made his move. The next morning, Zara woke to cold metal restraints and unfamiliar faces. She'd been taken to Vexer's personal vessel, held hostage to ensure Thyron's compliance. "Let her go." Thyron's voice thundered across the communication channel, his image flickering on the view screen. His bioluminescent patterns burned angry red. "Abdicate, cousin, and she lives," Vexer demanded. "Resist, and I'll eject her into space and let you feel her death through your precious bond." Zara saw Thyron's anguish, felt it resonate in her own chest. But she also felt his resolve crystallizing into something unbreakable. "Don't you dare give up," she told him through their bond, hoping he could hear her thoughts as clearly as she felt his emotions. Thyron's expression shifted from desperation to determination. "You want my throne, Vexer? Come and take it." A new dawn. The rescue was surgical and spectacular. Thyron led a strike team of loyalists who'd grown tired of Vexa's machinations. They boarded Vexa's vessel with precision, and when Thyron fought through to Zara's cell, the reunion was desperate and fierce, a kiss that tasted of relief and promises. But Vexa had one final card to play. In the ship's command center, he broadcast across all Cortavian channels, "Behold your commander, corrupted by alien flesh, betraying every law of our people." Thyron stood tall, pulling Zara close to his side. "Yes, I have bonded with a human. And I would do it again in every lifetime. Zara Voss saved my life, challenged my beliefs, and showed me that love is not weakness, it is the strongest force in the universe." He turned to the cameras, addressing his people directly. "Our laws were written in isolation, but the galaxy has grown vast and wondrous. We can evolve with it or become extinct in our rigidity. I choose evolution. I choose love. I choose her." The silence that followed felt eternal. Then, slowly, voices of support began to emerge. Younger Cortavians tired of tradition, allies from other species, even some council members who'd secretly hoped for change. Vexa's rebellion crumbled. He was arrested, and Thyron's position was reinforced not despite his bond, but because of it. Within months, the Cortavian High Council rewrote their ancient laws, allowing cross-species unions. Zara and Thyron became ambassadors of a new era, their love story inspiring others to bridge the gaps between worlds. Years later, standing on the observation deck of their shared vessel, watching stars blur past, Zara leaned into Thyron's embrace. Their bioluminescent bond marks glowed softly in the darkness, perfectly synchronized. "No regrets?" she asked. "Only that I didn't find you sooner," he murmured, kissing her temple. "You are my home, Zara. My heart. My eternity." "And you are mine," she whispered back. "Always." Lessons of love across the stars. True love requires courage to break conventions and stand against those who cannot understand its power. The strongest bonds are forged not in perfection, but in choosing each other despite every obstacle the universe places between you. Love is not a weakness to be hidden, but a strength to be celebrated. It gives us reason to become better than we ever imagined. When two souls recognize each other across impossible distances, no law, no prejudice, and no danger can keep them apart, for destiny bends to those brave enough to claim it.